Today we're going to be unboxing, setting up, and reviewing Grimsli the Great, also known as Creepy Towering Clown from Spirit Halloween. So I have recently purchased the Creepy Towering Clown, also known as Grimsli the Great, on Facebook Marketplace. I saw that he had Creepy Towering Clown and I inquired about it. This particular clown, to me, has a really cool story, and I will get into that in future videos, so stick around for the story of this clown because it's got quite an interesting history with a really big YouTuber, and he's coming up on about 500,000 subscribers, and I'm actually trying to get in touch with him, and I've been dropping some hints. It's something, it's a little part of YouTube history and this haunt's history, I suppose, because I do believe this haunt is closing down. I'm not 1,000% sure on that, but they are selling off a lot of their props and animatronics. So I was lucky enough to get a hold of the owner and purchase Grimsli here. Inside the box, we've got Grimsli's head, or Creepy Towering Clown's head. This thing is extremely creepy looking. I love it. And I do think he said that one of the, I think it's the left eye, that the LED doesn't work in it, but no big deal to me. I don't much care about that. We got his hands. Here's his shoes. And I like that this is all like dusty and dingy, like it's all really dirty, like it's been in his barn for a while, so that's pretty cool. Have the chest plate, got the hip hoop, Grimsli's shoulder forms, and then we have his outfit here. And this thing, well, one, it's absolutely massive, but it's really dirty, and I love it. It even smells like a haunted house. Yeah, this thing is really dirty. I love it. Next we have the main mech. Quite a few random pieces. We got all the foam pieces. This thing has a ton of poles. Got all of his poles. Got the adapter. And the last, we have the base. Alright, so we got everything laid out here. We've got his head, his arms, we've got the shoes, the main mech, the foam, I believe this is his spine, the chest form, the main base, shoulder form, one of the hip hoops, all the poles, then we have his outfit. So we're going to go ahead and start setting up Grimsli. The first thing we have here is Grimsli's base, and we're going to grab poles B and they snap into A. Now the base is directional, and the pole that's leaning forward, you want that in the back. So we're going to slide this pole on till it clicks. Same with this one, till it clicks. And then your shoes go on. These are not directional. It doesn't matter which foot they go on. And for the age of these things, I'm surprised they're not all cracked up. They're actually in really great shape. They're just dusty and dirty. Alright, so next are our poles labeled D and E. So you want pole E on the leg that's the furthest one back, so your left leg. You want them angled back towards you. And then D is going to go on the right side. There we go, we got his legs on there. Alright, now we have repositioned the camera because his legs are extremely tall. So now we're ready to continue building. Next is going to be the foam pieces labeled F. And these are the longer of the 4 foam pieces, and they have a slit all the way down the middle. So you're just going to put them on here. It does not matter which one goes on which side. Alright, next is going to be our poles labeled G and H. So G is going to go on the right hand side. H snaps in on the left hand side. Alright, so next we have the other 2 foam pieces. These are labeled I. Again, these just slide on. Same thing on the other side. Now we have his legs all together. Next, we are going to put on his outfit. Again, this thing is absolutely huge. Kind of a pain, but we'll survive. Just because all the bends and everything in this guy. Just got to be careful. We're sliding this on here not to pull it and rip it. Same thing for the other side. Alright, there we go. Got his outfit on. We just have it slouched down because then we can start building the top of him. Okay, so now that we got that all done, our next step is going to be putting on the main mechanism. And the main mech is going to be on your right hand side, my left. And it is slanted a little bit, so it's not fitting weird. It's just the way it's supposed to be. Again, it just slides down and snaps in. Just like that. Now we want to hook up our adapter. Go ahead and plug that in. And you can slide the wire down his pant legs if you so choose. Next is going to be his hip loop. And this is angled, and you can't really mess these up. One side is fatter than the other. The hoop on the back kind of protects everything from getting bound up in the motor, so actually you can take your wire back out and around. That way it doesn't get near the motor. Next is his shoulder form. Again, it's got a skinny side and a bigger side, so you can't mess that up. Next we have our sensor wire adapter. Plug that in. Now we have his chest plate, which is labeled O. Just kind of zip tied so it wiggles, just sits down inside those little holes there. Then we have this little squirrely piece, which is labeled S, which is his spine. To go on the very back, way up top here. Just like that. Gives him all of his shape. That is absolutely massive. Come over here and get his head. Just make sure all of his little Velcro pieces are attached. Mine are still good. Then you have your red and black wires, and there's red and black wires behind the chest plate. Holes also back here that just slide in. Make your connections. There we go. Now our next step is to put his clothing on, pull it all the way up. This is kind of a pain because it wants to catch on absolutely everything. There's a lot of metal around here, and he's huge, and I'm vertically challenged. So on the back, there's little Velcro pieces all over the place here. Velcro it over top of his spine. A little bit of a pain. He is absolutely massive. Now, next is going to be your arms. R is going to be your left arm, obviously just because of the way the thumbs are. So you want to just roll these sleeves up until you can actually see this up here, and then we'll stick that arm on. And mine's got a lot of fake blood, so the fabric on this thing is a lot thicker. And it slides down in the holes. Then you can go ahead and pull his sleeves back down. Now, unlike most props, they have Velcro on the tops of the hands. This one does not. Same thing on the other side. There we go. Pull that sleeve down. Now all we need to do is finish Velcroing all this stuff up and Velcro the back, and we should be good to go. Alright, that's it. That is the creepy towering clown, and he's massive. This thing is huge. But I'm going to give you guys a closer look. I know the light is kind of in the way. See, the previous owner put a lot of extra blood on him, on his hands, all over his pants, and the shoes are all dusty. So he's a real dingy set the camera farther back and fire him up.
I'm starting a new schedule again. I'll need a head from one of you, and a head, and a foot that's already partial to. I'm looking for someone to play hide and seek with. You go hide, and I'll come find you. Not running! I'm starting a new schedule again. I'll need a head from one of you, and a head, and a foot that's already partial to.
Alright, so as we can see, the left eye doesn't work, but I think it actually looks kind of cool that way. I could repair it and easily have this thing fixed back up, but I think I'm going to leave it because it gives him that like extra creepy vibe, because he's already an extremely weird, unusual looking clown. And if you know me and know what I do during Halloween is 100% no clowns. I don't do any clowns. I'm just not big on the clowns in Halloween. I'm not a fan. But this guy really started growing on me in the past couple years, and I started looking for it. Now I finally own it, and it's probably going to be one of the only clowns I ever own. Because he kind of looks like a clown, but he's a lot more evil and more menacing looking than just regular clowns. Like, goofy clowns that are out nowadays. All in all, though, this guy, I love how everything on him is bloody and dingy, and his shoes are dirty, and he's just dirty from being in the barn from the haunt he was at, and he's still got leaves and stuff in his hair, and just his face is super creepy. I love it. He's massive. This thing is just, for being a clown, I love it. This is really cool looking. I never thought I'd own a clown, and here I am with a freaking clown. For all you guys that thought I would never own a clown, I'm right there with you. I never thought I would own one. Here he is. Right there's a clown. Grimsli the Great, aka Towering Clown from Spirit Halloween. This guy's huge, and I think he's going to pull a lot of attention this year at the haunt. So stay tuned. There's going to be some videos of the backstory of where Grimsli came from, and the YouTuber that has filmed some videos. He's definitely a unique piece, and that is the other half of the reason that I own this clown. Had it not been for the other two reasons, I probably would have passed, but after I got to talking with the owner of the haunt, it was just it was too cool to pass up. It was just a really cool story, and I follow and I've watched this YouTuber for quite some time. So just owning this piece of haunt history from there is pretty cool, and I'm excited to own this piece, and I'm going to display it in my haunt this year. And Chris, if you're watching this, I appreciate you. Thank you for sending me Grimsli. He works perfectly fine, exactly as described, and I can't thank you enough. This piece is awesome. I love it. So make sure to click on the videos popping up at the top of your screen for some more awesome Halloween content. Until next time, my name is Jordan. Thanks for watching.
I'm looking for someone to play hide and seek with. You go hide and I'll come find you. Start running!